Hey everybody, here we are back in East Texas for our latest update. Welcome. You might remember from a previous update that there were some materials that I needed to get to finish the credit sequence. I'm happy to report that since I've been here, I was able to sync up with the local historical society and get shots of the Lady Justice that came off of the old courthouse that was torn down back in the 1940s that has a unique feature about it. That's something that you'll get out of the movie when you watch it. Also, we needed to get some motion picture shots of newspaper archives. That has also been done. Getting that appointment, getting permission to come in and film in the Historical Society, that's a big deal. I didn't actually know how well that was going to go over until I went in and talked to the right people and asked, and they were very accommodating. So much thanks to the Smith County Historical Society for that. So that's all just kind of like catch up. The reason I'm doing a video on this update is because this is a huge update. As you know, I've been generating a list, my own list of film festivals that I want to potentially submit to, just based on research that I've been doing from Film Freeway and some other resources, talking to friends who have been to festivals, that sort of thing. And what I found was that's actually a daunting process. Depending on who you talk to, there's somewhere between 7,000 and 9,000 festivals in the world. It's really hard to figure out where to focus, where to put your money. Looking at the fees this year, the fees for big festivals, the fees have been $70, $80, $90. That can add up to several $1,000s very quick, and we don't really have money right now for entering the festivals, but that's another problem that I'll deal with soon. Having this list is huge. You might remember from a previous update that we had found a consultant, also big news. That consultant, Film Festival Mastery, John Fitzgerald and his crew, they have a ton of experience with festivals. They know people at the festivals. They also know what the programmers, who the programming directors are oftentimes. They know what exactly that particular festival is going for as far as how they program. By signing up for their services, what we got was a master class on how to go about what is the best approach for going through the festival circuit, but also getting the premium package, which was a $2,000 package. Paid for that out of my pocket, and well worth it, because we now have a list of about 30 festivals. It's tailored to our film. It's tailored to me as an artist, what it is that I need to get out of the festival run in order to further my career. Taking that 7,000 festival number and knocking it down to 30 where we have our best chances, that's going to save a ton of money. And honestly, it's worth it just to get rid of the headache of worrying about what do I do now. And I've been on pins and needles. I've been waiting for a month to get this. That little bit of anxiety it grows with every day. And so getting this list has been a huge milestone. As I mentioned, there are those tier 1 festivals, tier 2 festivals that most people don't get into, and I'm really happy with what I see on here. South by Southwest is on the list. I'm happy to report. So that's huge, seeing a festival that big on the list and being one that we have a relationship with. Some of these are in bold, and those are the ones where either myself or the consultants have a relationship, and that could benefit us. As far as a market festival where tons of people come from everywhere to see what films they might want to program in other festivals, seeing what films they might want to purchase, South by is enormous. Another one that's great that I was really hoping would be on the list is the Santa Barbara International Film Festival. Santa Barbara being so close to LA, tons of people from Hollywood go to that one. And so the exposure potential there is pretty enormous. And then Oxford, Cleveland International Film Festival's on there. I know that's a really big festival for North America. And Aspen. Ooh, I want to say that's a big destination fest, just like fun place to be. Aspen, Colorado. Florida Film Festival, that's a very well-respected festival. San Francisco International Film Festival, that's a big one. River Run International Film Festival, I've heard about it, don't know a ton about it, but I know it's well-respected. Julian Dubuque International Film Festival, another one that I don't know a ton about. San Luis Obispo International Film Fest, Atlanta Film Fest, that's a huge film festival, been around for a long time. Seattle International Film Festival, that's a huge festival. Brooklyn, that's one that I had on my list that I wanted to hit up. Tribeca, that as far as independent film festivals, Tribeca in New York, that's like the heart of New York, Manhattan, I believe. Dances with Films, that's a huge one. If you get into Dances with Films, other people are going to see it. I mean, people from other festivals are definitely going to see your film. Nantucket, I've heard that that's a pretty cool destination festival. Palm Springs, that's a huge deal because Palm Springs also close to LA and being kind of like, historically, it's kind of like the playground of Hollywood big shots. That's a big festival where people from Hollywood are going to come and see your film. Okay, next is Indie Shorts International Film Festival in Indiana. That's a big, as far as like, there are some festivals out there that do just shorts, and that's going to be big for us. We've got a 25-minute long short that was shot on film, that's shot widescreen, CinemaScope, with great sound, and it's going to be output in a format called DCP, which is 2K resolution, full color, it's cinema grade. So getting into big festivals like that where they just love shorts is going to be huge. Some festivals just don't really care that much about shorts, and if you get in, you're going to be screening in some, like auditorium with no proper screening equipment. That's not what we intended making this film. It's, an exercise in making features. Basically, it's workshop for features. The cinematography is important, the presentation is important, the sound is important. It's just like a mini version of a feature film. That's what we have here. And so getting into some of these bigger shorts festivals where they take a DCP and they only screen DCPs. I don't know if Indy does only DCPs, but some of them I've noticed as I've done my research, they only accept DCPs, and I love that. It means your film is going to be, it's going to look the way you, the artist and storyteller, intended for it to look. Deep in the Heart Film Festival is next. That's a huge festival. Woods Hole, this is a small festival. I just found out about it like a year ago, I think, so I'm looking forward to hopefully getting into that one. Flickers Rhode Island International Film Festival. I don't know anything about that one. I'm so looking forward to finding out more about Flickers Rhode Island, IFF. Holly Shorts, that's a big one. If you get into Holly Shorts, people that can help your career are gonna see your film. Sidewalk Film Festival, don't know much about that one. Can't wait to do the research on it and fill in the spreadsheet for that one. Martha's Vineyard International Film Festival, big destination. Gig Harbor Film Festival, don't know much about that one. Can't wait to find out more. Here's a big one. The Nashville Film Festival. I think this one's been around for something like 60 or 70 years, maybe longer. It's been around a long time. Mill Valley Film Festival, that one's huge. A lot of programmers and their staff from other festivals go to Mill Valley, and so that's a good one to get into because that can lead to other festivals. Hamptons International Film Festival. Obviously, that's a big destination festival. Love to get into the Hamptons IFF. New Hampshire Film Festival. I've actually never been to New England, so that would be cool for me as a destination fest, because that's one of the few corners of the good old US of A that I have not seen yet. And it looks like they hold that festival in October, so that's like the fall. That's what New England is famous for, all the fall colors. That would be fun. Chicago International Film Festival, that one's been around a long time. That's a big festival for the Midwest. Portland Film Festival, I love Portland. I've been there only once. A couple of years ago, I visited one of my friends from film school out there and her family. And Portland's a cool little town. Philadelphia Film Festival, another big one. Montclair Film Festival, New Orleans Film Festival, that one's been around a long time. And also, I think they try to focus on Southern themed films, and ours is the Injustice of Justice, and so I think that would probably go over well in New Orleans. Hopefully their programming staff agree. Two more. Fort Lauderdale International Film Festival. That's a big destination fest over there on the East Coast. That would be a lot of fun. And then Cucaloris Festival. That one is, I only know a little bit about it. I know that it's a very well regarded festival. I think it might be, is it a genre? I think it might be a genre festival. A genre film is a sci-fi or horror. And our film is neither one of those. Very grounded story. I mean, it's very dramatic at a point. You know, that's just what, when you're dealing with the injustice of justice, if you want to see, like, what's the problem with that? Like, why not just have corrupt officials all the time? No problem. Well, you're going to have to see how it affects people, and it affects people in terrible ways. So that's the list. As I mentioned, there are a few of these festivals where between myself and the consultants, we have relationships, and these are some big ones. Santa Barbara, South by Southwest, Aspen, San Luis Obispo, Seattle, Tribeca, Dances with Films, Nashville, Mill Valley, Philadelphia, oh, not Philadelphia, sorry, Montclair, and Fort Lauderdale. Some of these festivals, they get like 10,000, 15,000 entries. And how do you stand out? How do you know that, how do you make sure that you're not going to get glossed over by, you know, some lower level screener who doesn't really have a ton of experience? Even if you know the programmer, that's not going to guarantee you a spot. At least they're going to take a look. Your film is going to get a fair shake. And that's why we hire the consultants. So it's time to, you know, determining where we're going to try to get our world premiere, United States premiere, and then all the different regional premieres, a Texas premiere. You got to know exactly what you want out of this process in order to be able to make those decisions and make them well. So that's the work that I have on my slate for now, combined with just finishing up that credit sequence and doing a couple of ADR lines. And so that's where we're at. Sorry it's taken so long to get another update out to you. That there was actually, on top of all the festival stuff, there was a shake-up in my life personally. I'll probably talk about that in the future. I don't know if it'll be the next update for the land, but I'll get into that at another time. It's basically just work stuff that's thrown a pretty big monkey wrench in my work life and personal life. But yeah, stay tuned. I'll talk about that later. It's a touchy subject. This is great news. We're very close to getting a festival run, so thanks for sticking with me. At some point, I will update the website with all of the expenses that I've incurred that I'm paying for out of my pocket, in case anybody out there wants to contribute to that, and just kind of cover those expenses, such as the Film Festival Mastery consulting, and then there are a few other things. And thanks again. Stay tuned for more.